Yeah, I was the only DJ playing these hip-hop clubs downtown with essentially a permission slip from his mother.
It's Mark Ronson, everybody!
Was that the night I went to do a guest set at Leonardo DiCaprio's birthday party or something?
Yeah. And you said it'll be fine. It was not fine. It was not fine.
So we have roast chicken with a fennel, shallot and white bean stew.
Incredible.
There was a lot of back to Amy Winehouse's house.
Yeah.
Did she ever cook for you?
I think she offered to cook meatballs, and for some reason my appetite just wasn't there that night. What is more offensive, being asked to cook a vegetarian meal or someone eating your food and then alternating with Monster Munch?
Hello, welcome to Dish from Waitrose. I'm Nick Grimshaw.
And I'm Angela Hartnett.
How are you, Ange?
I'm very well, thanks. How are you?
You've got what my mum used to say. He's got the devil in him.
Yes, I sort of, yeah.
Yeah, why?
There's a few things going on. It's just the only way to get through it is to just laugh and and realise, life is a bit like this at the moment. But you know what? Just what
Yeah.
Not dead.
I feel you.
I'm not dead. There's worse things.
Well, I like that feeling.
Yes,
I like this energy in here. And we have Mark Ronson with us today on Dish.
Very good friend of yours, no?
Yeah, love Mark. I've known Mark a very, very long time.
Yeah.
I've not seen him for ages.
He lives in New York, though.
He does live in New York and I don't. No. So that would probably be why. I think the last time...
Do you speak, though? Do you chat?
We sometimes text, yeah.
Text,
yeah. But I think the last time I saw him maybe was with you.
At your party?
In my garden.
Yes, I think so.
I think that was probably the last time.
Was it a Christmas party?
No, it was my birthday. It was 2022.
That was the first time I went to your
3 years
house.
ago.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
That's the only time I've met him,
So
briefly.
I feel like, yes, I feel like maybe I saw him 5 months ago, but when I actually thought about it on the way, it's been 3 and a bit years.
Yes.
So am I friends with him? It sounds like no. Yeah, we're friends. When
We're mates.
Every half decade.
But like this, if you went to New York, you'd look him up and go for dinner, no?
Yeah.
That's a friendship.
Yeah, that's a friendship.
There you go.
Yeah, but he's great, Mark. He's great, and he's wrote this brilliant book, which I read. And obviously, Mark's worked with incredible people in his music producing career, but this is all about how he started out and his sort of his role as a night person in 90s New York.
Yeah, that's right. Because he moved there really young, didn't he, with his family?
Yeah, very young. Yeah. And then all about him learning to be a DJ and sort of realising that that's what he was going to do. And I
think New York would have been an incredible place to have learned
in
that.
the 90s.
You think
as well.
that would have just been brilliant?
I mean, some of the people he's worked with: Adele, Lily Allen, Lady Gaga, Rufus Wainwright, Miley Cyrus, Bruno Mars, Nas, Queens of the Stone Age, Paul McCartney.
I know, that's incredible.
Ridiculous. I didn't even say Amy Winehouse.
You didn't say Amy Winehouse.
And Amy Winehouse. Heard of her?
Yeah.
So there's so much to talk about. But before we get Mark Ronson in, this is what happened the other day. Me and Ange won a award, Best Hosts at the British Podcast Awards 2025. Woo! Quite the moment. Wow. Here's the award. So yeah, I went to this the other night, to the British Podcast Awards. It was at the O2 in London, and it was on at the same time. The O2 was Lady Gaga fans, because Lady Gaga was playing there, and also the British Podcast Awards.
No, what's
so
it?
Coming off the tube, it was quite a meeting
surreal, I'd say.
Yeah, because people literally wore the meat dress, in fancy dress.
Oh my gosh.
And people painted their faces white and had their hair dyed red.
Yeah.
And then you had the Lady Gaga fans. No, then you had all the people.
Outfit,
that was me and Tom. And then you had everyone going to the Podcast Awards. So congratulations,
Did you make a speech?
Speeches were not allowed.
Oh.
No.
But there were 500 awards.
There was 31. They had to get through it.
Still be there now if
if everyone was still doing it, yeah.
Well, team effort, everyone.
Yeah,
well
team
done.
effort. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Well done.
So, should I get a little celebration, a little sip song?
Yeah, let's have a little celebration.
Little sip song.
Should we have a cheers?
Cheers.
Thank you to the British Podcast Awards.
Thank you.
Cheers, everybody. Thank you all.
Voted.
Thank you
so
so
all
much.
The crew. Amazing
thank
crew.
you. Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers, Ange. I guess we should get Mark Ronson in.
I think we should.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah. God, we have so many award winners around the table. Do you worry that this is going to go to your head?
No.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you
Welcome.
doing? Hi.
I'm good. You okay?
Oh, hello. Hi.
Hey, Mark.
Hi.
How
Hi.
are you?
Good,
Good
good.
for you.
How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for having me. I just had my mind blown back.
Why?
Because I didn't know about Marmite cashews.
Oh, yeah, they're good. They're really
I didn't
good.
know
Now your
about-
life has got even better.
Even better.
I didn't know this was going to be the best day of my life. Growing up here, obviously, I moved to the States when I was 8, but Marmite was something that I loved. And Monster Munch, which you obviously have read about or something.
It's fine dining.
Yeah. I don't think I've had one of these since I was 9, but is this the roast beef?
Happy?
We didn't know which one you would like most. We wanted to find.
Man, this still holds up. It's really good.
Time to welcome our guest, Angela.
Yes.
Yes, we've won a podcast award. And now we welcome a man that's only won an Oscar, 9 Grammys, and a Golden Globe. It's Mark Ronson, everybody! Hi.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hi.
Hi.
How are
It's
you?
good. It's so nice to be here. It smells so good.
Yes, that'll be the Monster Munch.
Yeah.
Congratulations on your award.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Mark.
Beautiful
Thank you.
award.
Yeah, thank you. I wonder how long you can keep it there.
Do they not give you 2?
No.
They
No.
give you 1 each.
One.
You have to do
One.
like nights and weekends.
Yeah, we're like,
Yeah. We'll
we're
have to share it like
we're
the
gonna share it.
gerbil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll lose it.
Yeah.
We were just saying before you came on when Andrew's like, you know, Mark, do you see him? I was like, yeah, all the time. And then I was like, wait, maybe I've not seen you for 3 and a bit years since
Yeah.
maybe the time you guys met.
Your house.
Yeah.
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 I came to your house party. Your house,
Yeah.
it was housewarming.
No,
Okay.
my birthday. Don't worry, Angela, it was Christmas. So Andrew
was
and
a blur.
Christmas,
It
you
was
went
a blur.
housewarming. It was my birthday.
Maybe you
But
all went
you-
at different
August
times.
14th.
But you had just moved in, maybe.
No.
I remember having.
No, but I know why you think that because you had to walk a plank to get in.
Yes,
that's
yeah. There
right.
was like that really
All the-
thing where
yeah.
everybody nearly broke their neck trying to
Yeah.
walk, trying
Yeah.
to get through the front.
The front garden was just being
Yeah.
like repaved.
No, Mark's
what it
right. It had only just been finished, the garden. So there was a celebration of the garden was there. That's
yeah.
Garden warming.
Yeah,
It was the
garden
garden
warming.
warming.
Garden warming
It's the
party.
garden warming. But yeah,
Between
you
us.
did have to walk up a plank, so
Yes.
maybe the housewarming.
Yeah.
I actually remember the ring footage of everybody leaving,
Yeah.
and you in particular
Oh, God.
is unbelievable because the front garden was just like, gravel, and the builder was like, no one can walk on this.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put a plank up there. Have you got people coming this weekend? I was like, yeah, like 40 people. So everyone had to walk up a plank like a pirate.
Yeah.
You didn't last. Straight off it. So it's been a little while,
Yeah.
so it's really nice to see you. And I feel like
really
a lot
nice
has
to see you.
happened since then. There's been...
You won an award.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
obviously went
Won an
crazy,
award.
successful.
Yeah.
You did some indie films like Barbie.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know there's been like Barbie and babies since the last time I saw you.
Barbie, 2 babies. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's a lot. But it's very nice.
Yeah.
And how's baby life? How's dad life?
It's the
going?
best. Whenever anyone asks me, I just wish I had something better than like the cliche. But it is the best. It's just, I just love it. And obviously, like I had kids quite late. I was 47 when I had my first, and I wanted to be a dad for so long. But I'm also so glad and grateful that it's happened now when it is. When I have when I'm not messed up out of my mind, no. But just like I just I was so busy like working and so career oriented for so long, and this is just like there's no song that's more important than being home for bath time.
Yeah.
And is it working in terms of because we're going to talk about your book Night People,
Yeah.
which I loved so much, by the way.
Thank you.
How is your time as a night person adapting to parenthood?
Well, I was definitely reformed probably by the time I met my wife Grace and stuff. But the funny thing is, like, as a result of this book, I've started DJing back out in clubs again because I kind of reconnected. Obviously, writing this book made me feel like I want to be back out in the clubs and playing. So my wife is like, we met during like lockdown. I wasn't a DJ or anything. So now I like crawl into bed at like 3 a.m. My wife like rolls up and she's like, "Oh, I can't believe I married a DJ." Like to her, it's like this other part of their life that felt like that book was kind of long sealed. I mean, obviously back then I would have stayed out till 7 a.m. At least I'm coming home after the gig now. But it's I would say I'm a reformed night person. I mean, the thing about having kids is like it's just the lack of sleep and all the kind of thing is the same. It's just for a different purpose.
Yeah.
But I love it.
It's 24/7. There is no sort of nap time for Dad.
Yeah.
It could work for you though. It could be like feeding time as you walk in, and then it's just hand you the baby. You just carry on for another hour or so.
Definitely.
You know?
And if I do come back from the club at 3 or whatever it is, like I'm kind of so excited to be out with them at 6 or 6:30 anyway. It's not.
I think it's a good training going out a lot in your 20s. For parenthood, because like you're like, well, I've lived,
and your 30s and your 40s.
You're like, well, I'm tired anyway.
You're used
to might as well have a baby. Like,
I think yes, and I remember a friend of mine had this before. I had my kids, because of course you're freaking out. What's it going to be like? And he's like, don't worry. He's like, the human body is always so surprising. Like its resilience and what you can rise to when you have to do that.
Yeah.
You know?
I always remember when our Jane, my sister, had to live, and everyone was talking about like, you know, the pain of giving birth and everything. She said, I've had worse hangovers. And I was like, that's good. She was like, I've had worse hangovers. Resilience. We created resilience amongst us. We're going to start with a dirty martini.
Okay.
Which is your favorite?
This is my favorite cocktail. This is not something that, you know, as 20-year-old kid, and I was remembering that all of this while I was writing this book. I was like, the amount of times like I just drink, like, you thought vodka and cranberry, and not even like a good cranberry, but like the kind of thing that comes out, the spray thing in the club. Like
the worst.
that's like that's thinking all of that sugary crap. And then I don't know. I discovered this drink like way later in life, but I mean, essentially, it's just vodka, isn't it?
Yeah.
In a glass. It's just vodka.
Nicely chilled.
But you know, I do like it.
Yeah. Well, cheers and welcome.
Cheers, welcome.
Cheers.
Thanks for coming.
Ange.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers, Ange. I always think of martinis that are quite dangerous.
Yeah,
They
start
are.
the day.
Yeah. You think about like the 50s, and you watch these shows like Mad Men, like, wait, how do they go and have 2 of these lunch and then they go back to work, right?
yeah.
Or
I was
whatever.
thinking that with like Stanley Tucci. You know, like Stanley's always posting, like making his cocktail on Instagram. Like, I'm like, up if ever like the next day I can't do anything, and he's doing it on a nightly.
Yeah, well, we see him make it. Is he drinking it? That's it.
Somebody said that they went to the U.S. Open, and I can't remember who it was, and they were in like one of those fancy suites of Stanley Tucci, and they were like, when I saw him on his 3rd martini by 5 p.m., I was like, how does that guy
How's
do
he
that?
managing it? Well, I think from an early age, when he came on here, he was talking about his dad made a big thing. He likes that sort of ceremony of the cocktail cabinet, which I think is really great. I love that. So I think he's just, I reckon there's a little fight, having his sips on from the end bit of his dad's cocktail making.
Maybe.
Habitualised.
Resilience.
My dad gave me like a cognac or brandy or something like really strong when I was like 5, and he just like I even remember looking on his face. He kind of like passed it to me like in his friend, like what's about to happen, and that like drinking firewood. It's like gasoline. I remember just
like 50%.
But I still weirdly love that taste of it.
Yeah.
So thanks, Dad.
Thanks for that. What did you leave me?
Misha always tells a good story of when his mum caught him smoking when he was like a teenager, and his mum was like, "Oh, I think you're a big man. Well, if you're gonna smoke in front of me, and you're gonna smoke the whole packet." And he just did. And then you know what his mum did? What? She was like, maybe I'll smoke. And then they started smoking together. When he was like 15, his mum and then his dad was like, are you joking? And they'd just be outside smoking.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Because that story always ends, and then he smoked 20 cigarettes, and he never smoked again, or at least for 15 years.
Yeah.
It was just like,
now they're still smoking
like,
together.
Now they still smoke together. They still do it. It's a beautiful family story. We're going to talk about your food likes and dislikes. This is always how we like to start dish. And we always, Angie's brother lives in New York.
Yeah.
We were just chatting.
And so we love hearing about New York food and New Yorkers' food. And I think they do it obviously very well and like nowhere else. So we're going to start in New York. Iconic dishes from you: egg and cheese breakfast sandwich, bagel cream cheese smoked salmon. Talk to me about the bagel experience in New York, and truly, because I know it's good in New York, but I will eat it anywhere else. Our friend Amy, who we talk about on Dish, is from New York, and she is furious about bagel quality outside of New York City.
Right.
Are you as passionate about bagels as Amy?
No. I think you can get a pretty good bagel kind of anywhere. But, people say about New York, it's the kind of water, and it's what's in it, it's the fluoride, and the people
Yes,
who
the
make
water,
they say that the pizza crust as well.
Yeah.
It's like a very New Yorky thing. Like, and these are things that, of course, you can get everywhere now. But when I think of iconic like New York breakfast, I do think of like the egg and cheese deli sandwich. But I don't know. Yeah, it sounds so boring. I don't know when I answer that question for you to hear you read it off. I just sound like the most basic idiot ever.
No.
Like, here are your favorite New York things. A bagel.
You like a bagel.
Yeah.
You like spaghetti.
Aglio, olio, pepperoncino.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we love all that. Yeah.
I don't know if that's especially New York. That's just a dish.
That's just a dish.
I really like.
Massable soup.
Yeah.
You also like some British classics. Sunday lunch, roast chicken, one of Angela's favourites. That's what we're going to have on the menu today.
Okay.
A chicken kebab.
Yes.
Yes. And Monster Munch.
Yes.
There was not really any dislikes.
I wonder if I was like drunk or something when I put these lists together, because like it all sort of adds up, but it's not maybe the go-to. I would go on an esteemed podcast.
Yeah, award-winning
podcast.
Yeah.
But yes, Monster Munch, as I've just been eating these things since we sat down, I realized I haven't really had them since I was 8 years old, but it's a very fond memory from childhood of growing up here. They still taste incredible.
And what about cooking yourself? Do you like to cook? Do you have time to cook?
I am really good at following directions to a T. Like so I can go on the site and make dinner, and especially now that we have like young kids and my wife's putting the kids down and then I'm cooking. My wife, it's like Grace, she just has this thing where she can sort of like fully improvise, pull the salmon out the fridge. It's like da-da-da-da-da. Like I have to be like a 1/4 teaspoon of paprika, an 1/8 of a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Like I'm like, even when I'm making like now I make breakfast for the kids. That's my main meal. So like even when I'm making like the French toast, I'm like 1/3 of a cup of milk, in the egg, and because I'm a Virgo, maybe I like to follow direction.
Yeah.
But I'm not gifted, and I'm not a natural cook at all, but I do love it and enjoy it. And I also like to follow directions. To bring it to music, and like, I remember the first time I met Amy Winehouse, and I was like, what do you want your music to sound like? And she was like, well, I like this girl group stuff in the Shangri-Las, and she played it for me. I was like, I had never made anything like that, but I love the idea of like then listening to that and then seeing how we could like bring that to her music. So I don't know, I like I'm a good rule follower.
Angie's doing a roast chicken today.
Yeah.
Do you like to do a roast chicken? Do you do a Sunday roast ever?
I can do a roast chicken. You can't really a roast chicken.
No.
I mean, there's levels to it, surely.
Yeah,
but you just shove some in the hole and it's good to go.
It's good. It's good to go.
I think so.
So they teach you at culinary school.
That's what we say. That's what I say to every young chef. Just shove it in.
Oh,
but honestly,
we go.
And I'm not just saying this because I'm on a cooking show, but it was a book about cooking that actually inspired this book that I wrote.
Oh, really?
What was the book?
It was Anthony Bourdain's Kitchen Confidential.
Yeah.
Because he writes about being a chef and not a famous chef, just like a gigging chef in New York, and with nighttime and the lunacy and all of that comes with it. And listen, like, I don't know anything about knives or cooking, and like chapter 2 is suddenly it's all about knives, and now it's like, holy now I care about knives. Like it made me think about while I was writing this book, like if I can give that level of detail and love and passion to things about DJing, like slip mats and cartridges, like you can write about it in a way that can make people care about it even if they didn't. But the pace and the New York and the feel of, listen, Anthony Bourdain is one of the greatest writers of all time. I'm not just saying and I'm not just trying to blatantly copy him, but it was the inspiration. I was like, I wonder if there can be a book like that about DJing.
Yeah. Well, I think it's someone who's an expert. I love seeing like Angela work because she's an expert at what she does. I love hearing when you talk about working and producing records or DJing because you're an expert at what you're doing. I guess that's why Anthony's book, it's like someone who just, they live and breathe whatever they're doing. Like they're doing the thing they should do. Yeah. And Anthony was sort of helped you get a break, really, like you and your mate when you were DJing, right? Doing a party.
Anthony Bourdain was at this time in the early 90s or mid 90s when I was going out in New York was the head chef at this place called the Supper Club, which was this sort of like throwback.
Oh, he hadn't moved to Hell's Kitchen, his place there?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so it was this place where like it was a bit of a throwback where like kind of, fancy people to go guzzle martinis and watch, I don't know, some kind of ballroom dancing or something. But but then the club would always close at 11 p.m. So he was a fan of this party that my friends threw downtown called Soul Kitchen, which played all this great old 60s and 70s, like James Brown and all this obscure stuff. So he convinced the owner of the Supper Club where he worked, like, yo, you should give these guys this space after we close at 11. So they moved their party from this, like, little space downtown into this incredible ballroom at the Supper Club, basically, because Anthony Bourdain gave him the break. I didn't know them at the time. At the time, I was just like a kid fan punter who would go hang out, but I found out this like a little bit later.
I think chefs and that sort of nightlife, there's lots of similarities.
It's a lot of similarities.
And he wrote about all of that, Anthony. That's where he was quite incredible. Breast or leg, gentlemen?
Whatever chef says.
All right,
whatever
I'll
chef
give you a bit of both.
I'll go leg.
You'll go leg, okay, all righty.
Ange, what have we got?
So we have roast chicken with a fennel, shallot and white bean stew. And it's a recipe by Rob Allison.
Oh, yes.
Amazing.
Okay.
This is my favourite sort of thing. So talk us through this, Ange. How did you make this roast chicken with fennel, shallot and white bean stew?
So basically you've got your fennel, shallots and some garlic, just all roughly chopped. It doesn't have to be a fine dice. In a big pan, cook those down with some olive oil and butter for about 10, 15 minutes till they start to soften, maybe get a little bit of colour. Then season your chicken up.
Shove some in the hole, you mean?
That's
it. Yeah.
Chop some sauce in the hole. And then into the fennel shallot mixture, add your beans, then add your chicken stock, and then place your seasoned chicken on top, and then in the oven. And that's it for about 1 hour and 30 minutes. It's done.
Incredible.
And then you finish the beans with parsley, lemon juice, a little bit of parmesan, a handful of spinach, and then the fennel tops and some chives. There you go.
Really good, Ange.
Cheers.
So we have a wine pairing, which is Viognier, which is floral and fruity, quite like myself. And pairing perfectly with the chicken and the fennel.
Yeah.
If you want to try this recipe or get the wine or any of the ingredients, waitrose.com/dish recipes. All the recipes are on there. This is exactly what I want to eat every day, this sort of thing.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Please come round. Please come round. Please do it.
I earned myself the nickname Ronson.
Right.
Now it's like I kind of go on, I'm like, what the do these people like? Here's 500 people I've never seen before in my life.
Favorite sandwich filling?
I don't know, butter?
That works. So how did you two meet? Was it when you were on Radio 1?
I don't know.
Do you remember that formative meeting across the room?
It wasn't
over
on,
in the Negroni?
I think it was.
There's some amazing pictures, like when I came to your last show at Radio 1. I remember just like even looking through the internet pictures of us, like back up from 2006, 2007. I mean, looking like
bad,
raved out of our faces, like from backstage at some festival, so like auditioning. We looked like we were auditioning to be Claxon's groupies or something.
Yes, and we were.
We were.
In many ways, we were.
But we just always got on. I mean, I was just thought we were so funny and we had a lovely time together. But yeah, probably 2007.
Okay.
Yeah, right. I can't remember.
You were a kid. How?
Yeah, I moved to London like 2006. I was 21.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember spending a lot of time at that house that you had. Didn't you like live with like 8 people?
Oh yeah, in Holloway.
Yeah.
And I mean, I can't remember where we met.
Yeah.
But I always liked seeing Mark on a night out because I always thought you were nice, calm.
Right. Yeah.
Amongst,
the chaos.
Right. The chaos.
That just shows how crazy everybody else was.
Yeah, exactly.
Then he looked at me and was like, there's my shelter in the store.
I dipped into the bookmark. I can't believe there was this calm part of Mark.
Drug-riddled Mark Ronson.
No. But at least it was like we were going nuts. There was a lot of times at, what was the place in Camden, the pub that we went to? There was a lot of the Holy Arms.
Yeah.
There was a lot of, maybe there was some dolphin.
There was a lot of dolphin. There was a lot of back to Amy Winehouse's house. Remember the sunbed? She used to have a sunbed downstairs in the Camden house. She had a sunbed, and sometimes we'd sit on the floor and have a drink and a fag, and then we'd just tan our faces.
Really?
Like that.
That's amazing.
That would be quite good. And it'd be like, oh, someone's coming, let's tan.
Yeah.
And we'd put our faces in like that.
Can you imagine?
And then they'd be like, they're here. And then people would be like, you guys look great. And we'd be like,
Yeah.
Thanks. I actually remember, I've got a really funny video of us going to, when Amy lived in like Bow in East London, of us going there with Adele, when Adele was like really young.
I remember.
And we stopped at a service station, or a petrol station.
We went to Jazz After Dark or whatever that place is in Soho, in Soho, because I think it might have been Amy's birthday and she was supposed to come. She didn't come. And then Adele was just starting out, and obviously Adele was a big fan of Amy. And I was like, we're going to go back to Amy's house. You want to come with? And she was being like, because she was like, I don't know if I want to meet her. Like, is she going to be cool with me, like, coming?
Yeah.
So we brought her there. And Amy was kind of amazing because she was so warm and she was such like a den mother. But she was also like, she called herself Lioness for a reason. She was like boss alpha, and she's kind of like walking around her place and there's all these people in the house, and and Adele's like been so quiet because she probably doesn't want to, she's shy, Amy's like
probably
a
like
hero.
19
Yeah. And Amy for kind of just like walks around, she looks around and she goes, I know who you are, you're all right. And it was just like this sweet moment, and Adele kind of like lit up, and it was just this thing of just saying like, because Amy kind of, she wasn't a hater, but she had what she liked, and she was a lot of the new music was kind of rubbish. But she really with Adele, and it was sweet to see that little moment.
Yeah, I remember that night. Well, I don't actually, but I remember the pictures that I've seen from
I think
that night.
Adele was maybe in a tutu. Was that the time?
Yeah, it was some ruffled neck.
That's quite a look.
Yeah, I've got really good pictures of us. I should send you them. Really good pictures of us all playing pool in Amy's kitchen.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and they're really good. They're very funny. I'll send you them. So we can't remember, Ange.
That's all right.
But we had a nice time.
Yeah.
But you're still friends, so whatever happened, you've worked
we had
through
a nice time. We had a nice time. Because Amy always, like, you're right, she was very like motherly. I always thought she was. It's so funny because she's a year older than me, like a year and a month. She's like 14th September and 14th of August. And I always thought I was like, wow, she's 23.
Yeah.
She's a grown-up. Like, I thought she was so a grown-up. But she had that...
presence about her, I think.
Yeah, presence of like that.
Then she wanted to always make meatballs. Just like when you want to come over.
Always want to like cook.
Yeah.
Always want to like host and like look after you. Always look after you. Did she ever cook for you?
I think she like once offered to cook meatballs, and for some reason my appetite just wasn't there that night. But she liked it because she like also thought of herself in this like Jewish mother way too. It's like, I'll make meatballs for you,
What about, because we know that you've worked with an incredible array of people, and we know that did you work with Paul McCartney and go vegetarian? True story?
Yes.
Yeah?
God, he would be so disappointed.
Yeah, I know. Right now, look, Paul.
Yeah. He's such a hero, and Paul McCartney is so brilliant at music and everything. You're like, you kind of would just try anything that he's done in his life. If there's a chance to like have any of that. Is that how you write Hey Jude? Like, so, while we were making the record, he's not like preaching like you have to do this, you have to do this, but there's all this amazing vegan food around and stuff, and I tried it, and then for like I think 2 months I was like, this is cool, I got the hang of this, and then I just missed chicken.
Yeah, and then you're like, laters, Paul.
No, it's so terrible, but and like that's also like why he probably looks so amazing and so young and sprightly and all of that stuff.
Do you like cooking?
I do. I love cooking.
Because you talk about cooking vegan and vegetarian food as a bit more of a challenge, because it's you got to be a bit more creative. You're not relying on just like
I know. I sort of get annoyed
slice.
if you go to a restaurant and they just go, "Oh, we'll make you a risotto." It's like put a bit of thought into it.
Right.
There's amazing vegetables and stuff. You can do that.
What is more offensive, being asked to cook a vegetarian meal, or someone eating your food and then alternating with Monster Munch? Because I'm just thinking, while I'm doing that, I'm like,
this with a Monster Munch crumb is not
Mark,
I reckon.
You would never offend me. You would never offend me.
And then, because like when you're in the studio and stuff, and do you ever do like, because was it with Gaga where you did like the home studio and she was into cooking?
We were working in the studio. Yeah, it had a kitchen in it, and she would come in like with like giant trays of like Italian mama style of like chicken that she had like seasoned obviously beforehand, like the night before, and made this beautiful like chicken cacciatore. So she also is also a great chef, and like has that really like motherly vibe, like feeder. I want to take care of you, like Jewish mother, Italian mother, and America. It's kind of like a very similar thing.
I want to show you my book. I've actually brought it. The book your book, because I got like an advanced copy because I'm interviewing Mark for a big live Mark Ronson book event. So I have the paperback and it looks like it's from the 1800s because I like read it on the beach on holiday.
Yeah,
and
cool.
it is like,
you need to make sure you
I
have
want
it
you
for
to
it.
sign it as well.
Yeah.
There's nothing cooler looking than like a super weathered.
So it doesn't look as pristine as this lovely book.
It doesn't look like this at all, no. I loved it so much because there's a side of you that I didn't know about, you know. I knew you like 2006 onwards or something. So it was really great to see how it all began. I loved hearing about your mum.
Yeah.
I've met your mum a few times. I'm obsessed with Mark's mum.
Yeah.
She is the
She
loves
loves
coolest person.
Yeah. I'm obsessed with her.
Yeah.
I remember I was telling Ange when we had a dinner. I did a dinner before the Brit Awards, but I think it was your mum's birthday.
It was, yeah.
And your mum came.
Yeah.
And thought it was for her birthday. I love her.
And I found out all these stories while I was writing the book that were just so amazing, or things that I vaguely remember. But, you know, obviously some of this is 30 years ago. So I interviewed like 150, 200 people to just like get all the stories straight. And like I found out that there was this like hip hop club that I used to play that was like where I first made my name in New York. And I think I was 20 when it started.
Yeah.
Now 21 is like the drinking age in the States. And not only was I only 20, but I looked 13. Like I was so skinny, I couldn't shave, any of that stuff. So I didn't realize that the promoter to this party, Big Frank, had called my mom behind my back to get her permission to let me play. So I don't know any of this. But yeah, I was the only DJ playing these hip hop clubs downtown with essentially a permission slip from his mother. And then
Did she say your name in your jacket as well?
yeah, exactly. In case of emergency. And then also my mom, like, you know, when you're a teenager and you're kind of like a snotty teen and your mom shows up to the club, there's a part of you that's like, oh, mom. But everybody else thought it was so cool. It's my mom with all that jewelry, like rock and roll mom, like rolling up to the hip hop club. And, you know, she's been very honest. Like she liked to party as well. And I remember she came one night to this club and I DJ'd with this other kid who smoked so much weed that he actually used to bring his bong to the club, like a 6-foot glass bong. And she came up to the club to say hi to me in the booth one time, right? So he was like, and then he passes the bong to my mother and she's like, thank you, darling Ethan, I prefer uppers. And I was like, I am so my mother's son, you know? I started interviewing her for more. So I was like, what else did you do? You know? She's like, oh, darling, I don't remember.
I love that story.
Also, because we are like, we can be ungrateful as teens and all that thing. And to reposition that relationship and realize how grateful you are for your parents and be able to do it if you're writing a book or whatever it is, it's nice.
I'm a huge Anne fan.
And why did you write it? Why did you suddenly feel you needed?
I think that, yes, I know it's not really about the place or the part of my life that most people would maybe know me for. But I did really want to write that feeling of like the DJ, like what that's like to go through to love this thing so much that you'll go and you'll play for 20 people or an empty room for $50 and 3 drink tickets, or that amazing feeling of like killing it all night and then like you're ready to go party and enjoy yourself and the lights come on and like nobody's left in the room, like where's my fun, like and then and all the things that go into it. So you can't really write that as a famous superstar DJ because you don't have to deal with that anymore. So I wanted to write it about the time when I was still coming up, and like I said, because of the way that I was so loved the Kitchen Confidential, just like the visceral feeling of New York and the lunacy of working at night, and there are all these crackhead club owners who think that they know better than you and they're telling you what music to play and all these things but that were just very fun. You know, of course there were the hardships and bumps on the road, but looking back at it, it was a great time.
I love it, and I love it. I went to see Fran Lebowitz a couple of nights ago, and there was a Q&A, and she was talking about how, you know, we've changed how we go out, and you know what cities are like now, and how New York has changed, and blah blah. And someone said to her, "Do you think young people in New York, when you were young, have more fun than young people in New York right now?"
Oh,
and she said, "Well, I wasn't going to watch old people talk about their book and asking them because they're like, oh, was it more fun? She said, people stop her in the street every day and was it more fun in the 70s? She said, I was not asking 70-year-olds about the 30s. So, yeah.
Obviously she's the goat, but at that restaurant by Petey, the one in the Village, Italian place, she's like there a lot. And I've seen her, she's known me since I was kind of in my 20s. And she did say, I was talking to her about the book, and I was like, I would never sing it. She's like, send me the book. But I'm like, it's literally like sending my book to Franny was like sending a demo to Stevie Wonder. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I haven't got the nerve to get around to it.
Did you send it or not send it?
I haven't sent it.
You should send it.
I know, I gotta send it.
We should tell you the truth.
Yeah. She's the best.
You talk in the book as well about how you quite enjoyed the safety of the DJ booth, and it was a place where you could be sort of in control.
Yeah.
I always find DJing the opposite. Like, I enjoy it as an idea, and then I get really nervous for it.
Yeah.
And then I hate it when I'm doing it. And then the last 10 minutes, I'm like, this is fun. And then that's my lasting memory. I don't
terrifying. I had a
gig. Do you find it? Because in your book, you're like, it's safe. And
well, no.
Like, is it?
No.
Is it?
At that point, when I was playing 5-6 nights a week, and that was all I did, I could go into any room and just like scan it like the Terminator and be like, know exactly what was going to turn it inside out. Now I'd play once a month, so I'm like frantically texting Annie and every other DJ I know, like, what's popping in the clubs, and the truth is, you don't know unless you're in the clubs and see those records. And now it's like I kind of go on, I'm like, what the do these people like? Here's 500 people I've never seen before in my life.
In a club? What are you doing?
Do you find it when you're in the mix of what you're doing, when you're like in the middle of
I think you always feel anxious about stuff. I mean, Sam will verify. When I cooked for Massimo Bottura here, I was probably more anxious cooking for him and Gordon than because there are other chefs and all the rest of it, and you want it to be right. So of course you did.
I'm sorry, this isn't really dinner table talk, but when I used to DJ with our good friend Zane Lowe, we would play Ibiza Rocks, and just before, and I can't believe I'm saying this at a food table, but I earned myself the nickname Three Ronson. Because I would just be so nervous, and I took it as a point of pride, like, how much I care. And I remember reading interviews like DMX threw up before all his gigs, and David Bowie saying, I don't trust anyone who's not nervous before a gig, but I would like to get it down to one. Just one. No, but I was like,
that's crazy.
But it makes me know that I kind of care, and then it's like maybe by the third song, you're like,
song.
Oh, yeah, the third song, then I'm settled in.
I love that you said that, Mark. Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, it's the truth.
Mark Ronson, it's time for your fast food quiz.
Hell yeah.
It's quick fire. It's never quick fire.
So not with me, sorry.
No. Mark Ronson, what is your favorite way to eat eggs?
Scrambled. Just quick.
Yeah, quick.
Kicking for the kids, school breakfast.
What's your favorite form of potato?
Roast.
Favorite sandwich filling?
Like anything in the sandwich?
That's a
good correct answer.
Like, is it the spread? Is it the meat? What are we talking about?
There's nothing bad in a sandwich. I'd eat a remote control in a sandwich. Like, with mayonnaise and bread.
I don't know, butter.
That works. Do you have a favourite chocolate bar?
There's too many chocolate bars now. There's so many. Everything's artisanal, 97% Peruvian cacao, whatever the. But
We're being basic. A Malteser, Star Bar, Mars Bar.
Curly Whirly.
Curly good
Whirly.
choice.
Yes.
We've not had a Curly Whirly before.
Favorite crisp?
Salt and vinegar. Again, now we're in this era of balsamic Medina vinegar. It's like I'm good. Just
have you had the fried egg Torres crisp?
No, but Torres changed the game.
Yeah,
they did. So I'd have to give them credit.
And finally, what's your go-to pizza order?
I just go plain. I don't eat pork, so I don't do the pepperoni or sausage. I would do like a mushroom artichoke heart thing if I'm being fancy, but otherwise plain is great.
We want to talk to you about wedding DJ.
Yeah.
The fact that you are a wedding DJ, which I always think is so funny. I mean, it's not just like John's wedding.
No.
Pretty good
not
weddings.
doing bar mitzvahs down in Southend or
Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
This is quite the wedding
Pretty
DJ.
good weddings, yeah. We're talking to Paul McCartney's wedding in 2011, Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes' wedding, John Travolta's 50th birthday party.
Yeah.
I love a wedding set. I don't give a shit. I like making people dance and being happy. I want to play Crazy in Love till the cows come home.
Yeah.
So I'd have no qualms with it. Honestly, at this point, I'm probably even more happy playing a wedding set than playing like a club set.
I think it's the dream sort of place to DJ because
Right.
you've got all ages, you know. It's
Yeah.
a mixture of people.
And, you know, it's probably when I was coming up, you think of a wedding tune, you think of like the Village People or something. Now, a wedding tune is like Work It by Missy or like maybe Uptown Funk or something, you know? So I love a wedding set. It's age appropriate for me at this point.
I love a wedding set. It's the best. It's the best.
Technically, my first DJ gig ever was a wedding when I was 10, when my mom and stepdad got married. So, like, you know, it was so funny. My stepdad is someone who's in a big rock band. The fact that it was just literally the music. His wedding was just like a cassette playing out 2 speakers in the garden. But at one point, the music ended and my stepdad mate was like, Mark, go put something on. And obviously, I was 10 years old, like, this is so exciting. And I put on Eric Clapton, Wonderful Tonight, because I was like, even my 10-year-old brain was like, this is appropriate for this thing. And I remember seeing my mom and my stepdad having this slow dance and also being like drunk off power. Look, I'm playing all this music. And I was like, this is my career from now on.
I made this happen.
Yeah. And so cut to like 8 years later and this is my job.
Yeah.
I love that story. Actually, you just triggered a thought in my brain when me and Amy were in New York maybe 13, 14 years ago, and you were doing your radio show in East Village Radio on a Friday night.
Yeah.
And you'd do it. It was a small little...
Yeah, it was a tiny little thing next to this restaurant, Little Frankie's or Supper.
Yeah.
And they had this extra space they didn't know what to do with, so they put a little internet radio station in it,
And I remember me and Amy being biblically hungover. Bad.
Yeah.
And we'd said we'd come and see you on your radio show.
Yeah.
And then we were like, we can't go. Like, we were bad. Like, Amy was like, I can't go.
Yeah.
And so we went downstairs and I was wearing like tracksuit bottoms and a Rihanna t-shirt.
I vaguely remember
It was the Nirvana logo, but it said Rihanna.
Okay.
And Amy Phillips was wearing acid smiley leggings. And like slides and a t-shirt. We came down to see Mark and we were like, what do they have in New York or in America, those giant beers that are like a bottle of wine?
40 ounce.
A 40 ounce.
Yeah.
So it's like a bottle of wine beer.
But was that the night that also then we went, because I went to do a guest set at Leonardo DiCaprio's like birthday party or something? Yeah.
And you said...
You named Mark.
Well, the name is key because I had my bottle of wine-sized beer.
Yeah.
And I was like, I feel all right. And it brought me out of it. And then Mark was like, I've got to just go and DJ at this birthday party. And we were like, we look like Mark was like, it'll be fine. It was not fine. It was not fine. It's like Leonardo DiCaprio's birthday party.
Yeah.
I had a Rihanna t-shirt on and tracksuit bottoms.
Yeah.
And everyone was like...
I so want to see a picture.
Everyone was dressed like... Obviously, quite well, and
Yeah,
everyone
of
was
course.
like a Victoria's Secret model,
Yeah.
gorgeous, and we were like, "Well, we look like clowns." Me and Amy, like,
They probably thought you were the entity.
yeah, yeah, that just came to me.
Oh, brilliant.
We have come to the end of the show question for you, Mark Ronson, for your chance to win this Waitrose goodie bag
Okay.
filled with some
All the
delicious
goodies.
British
Taurus.
snacks.
And
Oh my God, the
Marmite
and the
cashews.
Marmite cashews.
Marmite cashews.
Gonna
This might have
change your
been the
life.
discovery of the day.
Yeah, well, have you had the fried egg crisps?
No.
Okay.
Are they great?
The smell is vile.
Okay.
The taste is fantastic.
Okay. Oh, I don't want to get too excited in case I don't win. So just tell me.
You might not win. You might not win. Okay, Mark.
Yeah.
To win the Waitrose goodie bag, all you've got to do is answer the following question. How do you feel about DJ requests? And, most importantly, tell us about a request from a famous person that maybe you've had to turn down.
I was once asked to play. I don't mind requests. I'm not a snobby
You don't mind
guy.
requests,
If it's a good song and I haven't thought to play it that night, oh yeah, not bad. I did once get in trouble and get nearly 5 from DJing some like fashion party because Charlize Theron, who's obviously an incredible actress and I'm a big fan of her stuff, came up and asked for disco reggae. And I just don't know what that is.
Right.
So I was just like, and I think I've heard like a cool Jamaican version of Ring My Bell before. Like I'm trying to think like, I know what it is. I want to be like respectful. I just couldn't. Yeah. And then like the event organizer came up to me like an hour later. It's like, they're livid. You've offended everybody. You haven't played. And they couldn't even say. I was like, what haven't I played? They're like, I don't even know what it is, but you didn't play it.
Disco reggae!
So that was one of the more confusing requests that I've ever had,
Yeah, disco reggae. Okay.
Yeah. We'll take
Did
that.
I win?
We'll take that. You won!
Okay.
The goodie bag is yours. And Mark, thank you so much.
Thank
so
you.
nice to see you. So nice to have you.
You've been brilliant.
Night People is so brilliant. Everyone, please go read it. A round of applause for Mark Ronson, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.